Alabama, me and Chin, we had went out to the club, right? And when we went out to the club, y'all, I had met this guy. This guy really broke my heart. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Everything's Jazz, where everything is about me, and today story time is going to be part 3 of the worst heartbreak ever series, guys. So if you did not watch part 1 and if you did not watch part 2, make sure you probably watch those first. They will be linked down in the description below. Make sure you like this video if you like it. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. If you watch the first 2 videos, you know about Sugar Bear, my ex, Alabama, my new friend, my new stud friend. Sugar Bear is a stud. Alabama looks like a stud, but she does not identify as anything. Chin is the character that's been messing with Alabama. And y'all know I left off telling y'all about how Sugar Bear attacked Alabama because basically Sugar Bear thought me and Alabama was messing around. I also mentioned in part 2 at the end of the video, I mentioned to y'all how there was going to be a part 3 because it was this one night me, Alabama, and Chin went to the club and I met this guy. I told y'all that in part 2. So this is what we're going to get into in part 3, that story. Okay, so yeah, let's get right into the video. I had met this girl. This girl liked me. She had a crush on me. She was a feminine girl. She was not a stud like Alabama, or, well, like I said, Alabama looks like a stud, but she doesn't identify as anything. So she's not like that, and she's not a stud like Sugar Bear. She's a feminine girl that likes girls, had a boyfriend, but still liked girls a lot. So if you watch this video, you know how I talked about how I became friends with this one girl because she did the same exact thing. I had posted this story time. She had messaged me on Messenger telling me her opinion, saying she really liked me as like a content creator, how she watched all my videos, but she turned out to be a little weirdo. This girl was the same way. Like, she watched my story time video, commented on it, was like, we should hang out. Did we give her a name? I want to call her Shay Shay. Let's call her Shay Shay. She was actually very similar to Alabama, very much on my body, but she did not have Alabama beat. Alabama had everybody beat, but it's like Alabama and this girl both felt like just because they liked me, I should automatically like them back. It was as if they didn't even care if I liked them back or not. It was just, I like you, so you're mine. I don't even care if you like me. I like you, you're mine. That's the kind of energy she had, as well as Alabama. But like I said, so Shay Shay, she watched one of my story times. I think it probably was the same exact story time that my friend, the girl I became friends with, watched. I think it was the same story time. I can't remember, but, and she was like, we should hang out, blah 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 blah. The first time we hung out, me and one of my longtime friends, we pulled up on her, and then we was just sitting in the car smoking, having a little drinky drinks, talking. And her personality is more on the, she seemed very rough and tough and aggressive, and she was just putting a whole lot of pressure on me, like flirting real hard, being like touchy. She was very similar to Alabama, yes, but Alabama was more annoying. Well, you know, I used to be around Alabama way more often. I only seen her every once in a while. Like, I didn't hang out with her consistently. I only hung out with her sometimes. So maybe that's why Alabama came off more annoying, because I was with Alabama all the time versus her only seeing her from time to time. Okay, but anyway, y'all, it was this one night. Me and her was in the club, right? I think I just happened to go to the club or not, and she was standing in line, and we started talking. Then we went in together. We were just chilling together. I think that's how it went, right? We, you know, having drinks, talking, she flirting, you know, doing her usual flirting. When you gonna be mine, like blah blah blah, all this, all that, y'all. I had even told her how I was probably gonna have to be moving to New Jersey to move in with my mom, and she was like, girl, you can stay with me. Like, you can stay with me. I got my own place. I don't remember if her boyfriend stayed with her or not, or if he just came over sometimes. I don't know, but she was always like, you can stay with me. You can stay with me. And I was like, oh. I always try to avoid going back to New Jersey to move in with my mom. Like, I always try to avoid it. And you would think that I would take her up on her offer just so I wouldn't have to go back to New Jersey, but I wasn't. Like, I would rather go back to New Jersey than take you up on your offer. I don't even know you like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? We at the bar, we chatting it up or whatever, and then it's this guy, right? So we gonna call this guy Beanstalk. So me and Shay Shay, we sitting at the bar, we just like watching the dance floor, the people on the dance floor or whatever. So Beanstalk on the dance floor with his homeboys. So I'm like watching him dance and stuff, because Beanstalk, he was actually dancing, like he could dance. He got like Michael Jackson moves, like he got that kind of dance style, you get what I'm saying? So he on the floor, he like dancing. He see me watching him dance. He walk over to Shay Shay, and I can't really hear him, but I can hear Shay Shay, and all I hear Shay Shay saying is like, she with me, like she mine, like no, you can't talk to her, this mine right here. Even though me and Shay Shay had nothing going on, it was just another case of somebody having a big crush on me and me just going with the flow, honestly, right? Now, I thought Beanstalk was very tall, and I also felt like Beanstalk was center of attention. Like, it felt like the whole club knew him. So it didn't bother me when I heard Shay Shay lie to him and tell him like, she off limits, that's mine. It's been about 5-6 years since I've been with a boy, right? But now that I was single, my mind was starting to open back up. I'm like, Jazz, you know, I know everybody thinks you gay, but I think you might be more open to boys than you thought. Like I said, Beanstalk was just, he was tall as fuck. So I let Shay Shay do what she do. So then, y'all, it was this one day. It was me, Chin, and Alabama. We all three went to this club, right? So before we even got to the club, me and Alabama had linked up, right? Alabama like, you want to do and I'm like, oh yeah, let's do to me, just intensify whatever emotion you're already feeling. Because the first time I took, while I was on my little trip, I had received the light bill. And when I tell you that took me on a bad trip, but it wasn't like, I've heard stories of bad trips. My bad trip wasn't nothing like that. I just started feeling like extreme anxiety about the light bill. Like, but the second time I was in a happy place in my life. Like, I don't know why God was so happy at this point in my life, but I was so happy, y'all. Oh, I had started my spiritual journey. My cousin was already venting and all that before we even took she was already venting and I was already laughing. So when we took her venting, turned into her still venting but crying. And mind you, I had never seen that girl cry before, for real. So that was surprising to see my cousin crying, but the shrooms had made her cry. That's how much it intensifies your emotions. So mind you, it looked like we in a crazy house, because if you walk into that room, one crazy person laughing her ass off and the other crazy person crying like a motherfucker, and it's like, what is going on here? Like, and then I was seeing yellow. You know, yellow is the color of happiness, and I was just so happy. So yes, that's just a side story of the 2 times I took. Alabama and I go pick up Chin, and then all 3 of us, we go to Little Caesars, we get a pizza, we eat the pizza, and then we go to the club, y'all. My vibe this night was already pretty detached. Me and Sugar Bear, we just kept getting into it. We was going through a breakup, but we was still living together, so we kept getting into it. I'm going through stuff. I'm just trying to get out the house and hang out. I wasn't happy or excited or anything. I was just detached. It was the normal, like me, Chin, and Alabama. We always went to the club and stuff. Like, that was nothing new. So when we went into the club, I wasn't drinking because I was nervous about mixing the alcohol with. But Chin and Alabama, on the other hand, was pouring it up. They was drinking. They started dancing the moment we got in there to the moment we left. Like, one thing about Chin, that girl is gonna twerk her ass all night long as if she's working a shift at the strip club. And mind you, we're not even at the strip club. We're at a normal, regular, young adult club. I'm sitting in the chair. She bent over, got her arms like this on my lap, just twerking. And that girl did not sit down one time. Her and Alabama, like, they have been up and dancing so much. They was in that bitch sweating like they had to be up dancing. I was engaged with them the whole night. I just wasn't up dancing with them. I was sitting down. When they would play something good, I would dance in my seat. When the music was real good, I would get up and dance with Chin. I would get up, do my little twerk, my little 1-2 pop pow pow, and then I would sit back down. So the club is over, and me, Chin, and Alabama, we're walking out of the club. As we're walking out of the club, a group of guys appear behind us. They walking out the club too, and they like, hey, like, I'm really thinking they coming for Chin, because Chin was showing her ass all night, literally. Like, you definitely saw her ass more than you saw her face. Like, she was bent over all night long. Chin turned around and she started engaging with them. I turned around, looked at them, and I kept walking, because in my head I'm like, I don't know. Typical niggas that's trying to find something to hunch on after the club. Like, that's my mindset. So I'm going to get in the car. Like, I don't got time for that. I'm not interested. I don't care. And like I told y'all, I had not been with a guy since I was 16. I didn't even know if I was really starting to like guys or not. Like, I felt myself considering it, but I really didn't know. Like, I'm really not knowing. I'm just single and trying to figure life out. And then next thing I know, the car door opens and it's this guy. So we're going to call this guy Jack. So he opens the door and I look at him and I'm just looking at him like, here go Alabama. She off limits. Alabama, like, y'all can have Chin. Like, y'all can talk to Chin. But this one right here, y'all can't talk to her. Like, she off limits. Move. No, don't talk to her. Don't touch her. I'm just stuck. Like, I'm just stuck. Like, this nigga just opened the door. Hold on. Wow. Wait. Hold on. I think he put his hand on my thigh. Or he touched me somewhere and then Alabama slapped his hand. So he was like, hold up, like, don't be slapping my hand or whatever. Then he put his hand back. So I'm like, oh. Him and Alabama was playing like this tug of war with me, basically. That's what it felt like. Like, no, get off her, she's mine. And then he's like, you can't tell me who I can and can't talk to. She interacted with me. She ain't telling me to get off her, so I'm not moving. I was actually feeling intrigued by Jack, so it was cute. Versus Alabama is not cute. Like, it's annoying. I'm literally just staring at him like he was so comfortable that it just felt like he already knew me. Like, Alabama right here, he right here, and I'm kind of linked like this because I needed to look at him. Like, I was trying to look at him. I'm trying to see what's going on. I'm like, who is this man with this different energy? Like, maybe because at the time I was so unexperienced with guys. Like, I feel new. I feel like a virgin, bitch. I feel like, what do I do with it? Like, I don't even know what to do with a man. That's what I kept saying during that time. Like, a man, like, I wouldn't even know what to do with it. So, mind you, Chin talking to the guys in the back. And the guy Chin was talking to, I had already had prior knowledge of him because this guy had talked to, like, my cousin and my friend before. He known, he loud, he like center of attention, you know, he doing all that. The guy I'm talking to, he on some relaxed, calm, playful shit. Like, he just wasn't trying too hard. Like, most guys, they be trying too hard. Okay, so boom, he had ended up asking for my Instagram, y'all. I gave him my Instagram, so that was that. So then he ended up texting me on Instagram and he was like, Jazz, I seen a message, I didn't reply because, you know, even though he seemed very, like, I liked his energy. I did like his energy, but I'm still just in my head like, wait, I don't know what to do with a guy. Like, and then I'm still living with Sugar Bear and stuff at the time. So when Jack had texted me the first time, I didn't reply. So then me, Chin, and Alabama, we go to the club again. This is probably like the next weekend, right? Y'all, I remember I had on a skirt with the little thong, you know, the little thong pieces that be showing. And I had this pink like crop top on, and I had on like these black boots that come to my knees. Like, I was looking cute, right? So we walking in the club. So I think it's like Alabama, Chin, then me, or Chin, then Alabama, then me. All I know was I was in the back of the line and they was walking in front of me. So we walking through the crowd, we walking through the people, right? The next thing I know, somebody pulled me. Somebody pulled my arm, and then he pulled me in between his legs, and he like, hey, and I'm like, hey, but I'm like shy. I'm like looking around because I'm like, bro, did you just pull me in between your legs in front of everybody in this club? Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, damn, this nigga really is bold. Like, he don't care who's looking. I do. I care. Because I'm in the back of my head, I'm thinking about Sugar Bear. Sugar Bear don't know that I'm starting to have an interest in boys. Like, maybe she has suspicions, but she didn't have no confirmation, right? So I'm thinking about who might be in this club that could go back and tell Sugar Bear that they see me in between this boy legs and his face. So I'm like, hey, I'm like, what's up? But I make my way from in between his legs. Like, he's sitting on the stool. Then I stand next to him. And then he's saying whatever he's saying to me. And I'm just shy. Like, y'all, I'm nervous. Like, I'm thinking about who watching. I'm also thinking about, like, I don't know what to say to a man. Like, I felt like I did not know how to talk to boys. Like, so he's saying something in my ear, and I'm kind of interested, but I'm not interested at the same time, because I'm like, I don't know, like, yeah, you cute, like, you attractive to me, you cute to me, but it got to be more than just, oh, you attractive, oh, you fine, oh, you cute. Like, you know, it was other things too. Like, I liked his energy overall, but I still just didn't know his intentions. I didn't know who was watching. I just did not know. So I'm trying to make it fast. He's trying to talk to me and you know, flirt or do whatever. I'm just like, yeah, yeah, okay, I gotta go with my friends. Like, let me go with my friends. So then I end up walking away and I went with my friends, right? So once I get with my friends, I sit down. I'm vibing and I'm just chilling. And I'm kind of, you know, I'm looking around the club and stuff, and I see him because we're not too far away from him. So I could see him. So I'm kind of like just looking at him, like studying him and stuff, like watching him. As I'm watching him and like studying him and stuff, I turn to Chin and I'm like, Chin, you see him right there? She like, yeah. I'm like, that's my boyfriend. She like, your boyfriend? Since when you had a boyfriend? I'm like, you remember the guy who was talking to me last time, like who came up and was, you know, opened the door, was talking to me? She like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, him. She kind of like, oh, I thought you didn't really like him. Like, I thought you didn't like boys. Like, I thought whatever. I'm like, yeah, but it's something about him. Like, that's my boyfriend. Like, that's my man. Yeah, so then, y'all, we end up leaving the club, right? So we walking out the club. We get in the car. So when we get in the car, it's the same thing. Like, the group of guys, they come to the car. The first time that happened, it was more of a chill. Like, we had time to kind of sit and chill and chat. This time, it wasn't really giving sit, chill, and chat. It was giving come to the car, say something real quick or whatever, and then leave. Like, it seemed like everybody kind of had somewhere to be. So he came to the car, but he didn't come to the passenger seat where I was at. He was like, all I know was he was on the opposite side of the car, like kind of talking to me, but from the opposite side of the car, not over here. He talking to me and stuff, but I'm kind of just keeping it short. I'm keeping it simple. Everybody was kind of like joking and like playing, and I'm mostly being quiet. Chin say something to him. He say something bad, and now they doing this little playful little flirting thing, right? And then I just remember him being like, oh, I'm gonna show you. So then boom, they end up leaving and walking away from the car. So in my head, I'm like, yep, see, that's exactly why I didn't text him back. That's exactly why I don't like niggas, because they do stuff like that. Like, how you trying to flirt with me, and now next thing I know, you flirting with my friend? Well, you flirting with the girl that's around me. You get what I'm saying, Chin? And then he ended up texting me again saying Jazz. So I reply, I'm like, you know, I was in the club telling Chin you was my boyfriend, but I broke up with you now. And he said, why you broke up with me? I said, because you told Chin you gonna show her something. And he was like, man, I honestly just said that because you wasn't talking for real. I thought about it for a second, y'all, and I was like, you know what? I can come off guarded, you know, or quiet, standoffish, reserved. And I wasn't talking because everybody else was talking, so I wasn't talking. And then I'm not a person that wants to get to know my partner in front of everybody. Like, when he said that, I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I am a little quiet, or I am a little shy or something. I said something like that, and he was like, yeah, I see, but I want to get to know you though. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, what you like to do for fun? Well, since it's Halloween right now, I like to do Halloween stuff. Like, I like to go to haunted houses, Halloween parties. You know, I was like really naming Halloween stuff because it was Halloween. I was like, why you asking me that? You gonna take me? And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna take you. Like, I'm gonna take you on a date. So I'm like, oh, okay, you gonna take me on a date? Okay. We texted. It's not really too much. Like, he was a slow texter. That man took forever to text back, for real, like, to be honest. So it's just one day I'm at work, right? I was at work and I'm like hitting up my friends. I'm hitting up Alabama. I'm hitting up everybody. I'm like, y'all want to go out tonight? Like, everybody was like tired or busy, right? So I end up hitting up Jack and I'm like, what you doing? He like, nothing. I'm at home chilling, playing the game. I'm like, shit, come to the club with me. Like, I don't want to go by myself. He like, okay. So I'm like, oh, okay. So y'all, it was supposed to be a pajama party, right? But I didn't have no pajamas. So I'm like, I'm not gonna wear no pajamas. Like, don't wear pajamas. Like, I'm not wearing pajamas, so you don't wear pajamas. Like, whole time when we got to the club, that nigga on his pajamas. So then I get off work, I get ready, I get litty. Y'all, I get litty before I'm going to the club. Mind you, I'm in the house with Sugar Bear. She helping me get ready like she always do, but she don't go to the club with me. I leave, I get in my Uber, and I go to the club by myself. So I pull up in my Uber, right? And when I text Jack, and I'm like, I'm outside. Jack did not text me back. So I just get out the Uber, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in here and find him. So I get out the Uber, I throw away my liquor bottle because I had been drinking it in the bottle while I was in the Uber and all that. So y'all, by the time I got out the Uber, I was lit. I was looking good, I was feeling good. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to come in this bitch and turn this bitch up. Like, that's my energy, right? Mind y'all, just remember, y'all, I'm going through a breakup, so I haven't felt this free and this wild and this spontaneous and this young and so long because I've been in a relationship. Now that I'm like free, I'm really feeling the freedom. Like, I'm just doing shit at this point because I've never in my life just hit up a boy and be like, let's hang out. Especially going to the club, like, that's so out of character for me. Like, I don't even know this boy like that, but I feel some strange comfort. Like, I don't know where this comfort is coming from. But Jack didn't feel like the nigga I just met at the club the other day. He felt like a homeboy I knew all my life or something. Like, so I walk in the club, I'm walking, and I spot Jack. Jack is sitting in a booth, and it's a girl sitting next to him, and he got his arm around the girl. Like, if you know I'm coming, why are you sitting up, posted up with a girl with your arm around her? And then I text you, and you ain't even reply to my text because you probably didn't see it because you in a girl face while you waiting on another girl. So y'all, I'm already feeling lit. Like, I'm feeling lit. I'm in my zone. Like, can't nobody fuck with me, right? That's how I'm feeling. All I can see is the back of their heads or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk past them. I walked past them as if I didn't even see them, right? But I did it on purpose. I just knew I had his attention. Like, I know he's seen me because when I walked in, shit, everybody saw me. So I know he's seen me too. I go to the bar and I order me a liquid marijuana, right? I get my drink and I'm about to pay the bartender, and when I'm about to pay the bartender, here go Jack. Boom. So we start talking. I'm in my head thinking like, damn, so where that girl went that you just had your arm around, who was that? But I ain't ask or nothing because I ain't want him to know that I seen him with the girl anyway, so I didn't ask. So then the bartender gave me my liquid marijuana, so I'm kind of drinking it. I'm like, this is good. You want to try some? Like, you want to try it? And so I give it to him. He tried it. He like, yeah, this is good. And then he like, you want to try my drink? So then I just asked him, I'm like, Jack, you got a girlfriend? He like, no. I'm like, you pinky promise? He was like, yeah, I pinky promise. And then y'all, he pinky promised me that he did not have a girlfriend. I think it shocked him when I was like, pinky promise. You know, it was like, damn, I never had a girl made me pinky promise before. This is weird, but I like it. That's how he looked. Ever since then, y'all, I just was turned. Like, I was turned. Like, I was turned the whole night. Like, I twerked on him one time. Like, I gave him a little wine, a little you know, it was fun. Like, it was some girls in there. They was like, girl, you so pretty. And I'm like, oh, thank you, you're so pretty. And then it just turned to girls just want to have fun. Girls, they wanna have fun. Yeah. They wanna have, y'all. So I'm dancing with them on the dance floor. He was sitting there, but when I tell you, Jack did not leave my side, not one time. And I tell you, I'm lit. I'm turning up with other girls and stuff, but the whole time I'm like, we're like this the whole time. So he like sitting down, I'm standing up dancing with the girls, and he just watching me dance. And he like, you see them over there? Those my friends. You see my friends? Those my friends right there. That's so-and-so and that's so-and-so. That's my brother. He low-key famous. And tell me why his brother is Beanstalk. His brother is Beanstalk. Okay? They not blood brothers, but they like best friends or whatever. So it's time to go home. So when it's time to go home, that's when his homeboys come back around, right? We all start walking out the door. Like, I'm walking out the door with him. When I tell you nothing was discussed, we did not discuss it. It was just natural. Jack ended up taking off his jacket, and then he gave it to me so I could put on his jacket. It is a little chilly outside, and I was a little half naked. Well, not really, but I had on this one. We got in Beanstalk car, and Beanstalk started driving us. They was playing NBA Youngboy in the car, and I remember me and Jack just vibing to the music. So then we ended up stopping by the gas station. Jack had got us some drinks, or he got one drink and we shared it, something like that. And then we end up going back to Jack's house. And yeah, I just went in. You know, at any moment I could have been like, okay, I'm gonna call my Uber, I'm gonna go back home, I'm gonna leave. Like, that's usually how I be, y'all. But I don't know, something came over me this night. So when I get in his house, I'm like, Jack, can I get in your bed? Like, can I get in the bed? I'm sitting on it just like this. Like, I got my arms behind me like this. I got my legs up. They like, y'all can't see, but I'm like looking at him. I'm on his bed. Like, he moving around the room, doing whatever he doing around his room. And we still just carrying a conversation. So I'm just watching him. Like, I'm hot and ready. I'm telling you, y'all, I was so hot and ready. And I never been, especially over a guy that I didn't even know, for real. Like, let's be for real. This is my third time meeting him, but my first time really hanging out with him, for real. So I'm just hot and ready because his energy was different and it was turning me on. I couldn't help it, shit. And I was drunk too. So he started like taking off his pants. And imagine somebody taking off their pants without ever looking down at the pants. And it wasn't easy to take his pants off. It wasn't just like a slip down. No, he was kind of going through a lot to take his pants off, but he was staring at me the whole time he was taking his pants off. He was just looking at me like he never met a like me. I could see it, the look in his eyes, I could see it. Like, he's staring at me taking off his pants, and I'm like, I don't even know your name.
What?
And he was like, you don't? And I was like, no, what's your name? He was like, it's Jack. So I'm like, oh, do you know my name? And he like, yeah. And I said, what's my name? He said, Jazz. And I said, oh. So by the time we done having that conversation, he got his pants off, right? So he walked up to me. If you know me, do you know that it was so strange how comfortable I was. I never got so comfortable with a guy so fast before. Like, it usually take me a little minute. It was something about Jack. Jack had something that pulled it out of me. Like, this is my first time having sex with a boy in 5 years. I was also thinking about how am I going to be perceived, like, especially by Sugar Bear, because, you know, I was just still thinking about that for some reason. Like, I'm like, oh, she gonna be calling me fake gay. That's what I was kind of worried about while I was having sex. I'm like, oh my gosh, like,